As Mumbaikars outrage over pothole menace that every year claims several precious lives, India's richest civic body has come out with a bizarre challenge. It is so ridiculous, viewers, that it literally mocks the real plight of those who have been victims of these potholes, those who have lost loved ones to this killer pothole menace. BMC's pothole challenge has personally fumed and left every single Mumbai citizen angry. They claim if citizens spot a pothole and race to be the first one to alert the BMC, they stand to win 500 rupees. It looks like for BMC, pothole deaths are a joke or maybe a game like Pokemon Go. Let me remind them, this year alone, Mumbai has reported 7 pothole-related deaths. Aarti is with me. She's joining us from our newsroom live, and she has the details of this thing that BMC is calling the Pothole Challenge 2019. Aarti?
Tanvi, I know this is the start of the month and most people have just had their salaries credited, but if you are looking to make a quick buck, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do it. And no, this is not some elaborate Ponzi scheme, but believe it or not, this is the scheme that the great minds of the BMC have come up with to fix Mumbai's pothole problems. Now, all you need, and I have both the things that you need your phone and you need a measuring tape. I have both these things in my pocket right here. So you need a measuring tape and you need your phone. That's all you need for the BMC's pothole challenge. Now, the first thing that you need to do is you have to report this particular pothole menace only via the Fixit app that has been installed by the BMC. So on your phones, grab your phones, download it from the Google store, and you can actually stand a chance to win 500 rupees. Now, there are a few terms and conditions though that apply, and that is, according to the BMC, there is a certain definition of a pothole. The length and breadth has to be of a certain limitation. According to the BMC, a pothole should be 3 or more inches deep and at least 1 foot across. Anything less than that, according to the BMC, is not a pothole. So when you are taking the pothole challenge, remember to take that measuring tape and actually check whether or not it falls under this definition, because according to the BMC, of course, that's the only thing that is a pothole. Now, the third thing is that the award, now this 500 rupees grand cash scheme will be given to the first person who reports the pothole. Given the number of potholes in this city, I'm sure everybody will be clamoring for this. So this is the BMC's way of saying only one person is going to get that reward. The other term, of course, if any of you are thinking that, again, given the number of potholes in the city, you can easily earn 10,000 rupees. Unfortunately for you, the maximum amount you can earn is only 1,000 rupees because each person is allowed to report only 2 potholes. So that's a maximum award of 500 rupees and 2 potholes can be reported per person. Now, you better get going soon because this particular challenge is going to last only till the 7th of November. That means you have 1 week starting from now to avail of this wonderful offer. And the BMC has gone through all the effort of doing this. They've in fact even put out a very colorful poster advertising this, asking you to take selfies with the potholes. If it wasn't enough that you have to go through all of this. Now, all of this just in an effort to remind the BMC how it is supposed to be doing its job, and to highlight their own efficiency, they're giving you 500 rupees. This is the BMC's ad. They're saying, find a pothole, take a selfie with the pothole, and if unfixed after 24 hours, win an assured 500 rupees. So here is your chance. And Tanvi, probably on your way back home from the studio, you should stop by and make sure you take as many selfies with as many potholes as you can find.
Aarti, I must say you're showing an immense amount of faith in the fact that the civic body is not going to be able to fix these potholes in 24 hours because that's the only time they get their money back. But honestly, jokes apart, this is ridiculous, and it's as if somebody is completely disconnected with what the ground reality is. It's as if somebody doesn't understand that people in this city are losing their lives, are getting into accidents, are getting neck problems and back problems because of these potholes, that you are spending way too much time on these bad broken roads because the civic body doesn't do its job. Can you imagine? Look at that poster. The civic body is genuinely asking you to go and pose with these potholes. Be careful, don't fall in them. and send it to the civic body. They made a special app just for this. It's beyond me, this challenge. But let's get back to the main point and ask if this is actually the solution. Now, I just also want to highlight this to our viewers. Basis what Aarti was saying, a lot of our own reporters went out to spot these potholes, measure them, and test the app. Interestingly, we found at least 4 of them in the lane right behind BMC headquarters. Right there, the grand headquarters of Mumbai civic body in South Mumbai. In the road just right there, there were 4 big craters. One can hope the BFC at least fixes those in the next 24 hours, or else Disha for sure is earning some amount of money out of this challenge. Let's say good evening to our panelists. Vishwas Pathak, spokesperson for the BJP, Clyde Crasto, spokesperson for the NCP, Saimandar Wagdare, a YouTuber and has been speaking a lot as far as the killer potholes are concerned. With me in the studios, Shailesh Gandhi, former CIC and RTI activist, Deepak Singh, also a pothole activist, join us this evening. In fact, let me start with Deepak Singh. Deepak, you've been, involved in this battle for a while. How many of these potholes have you hunted for and uploaded on the BMC app? Deepak, I believe, I don't think we've got your audio line cleared. We are not able to hear you at all. Okay, let me try one more time, Deepak. Go ahead.
Yeah, fine. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Yeah. Basically, BMC has just tried to eyewash the public by giving such type of apps, which is not of any use. If this app is with accountability, where the officers as well as the contractors can be punished, then it could be useful. But it's something like just trying to divert the public from the actual agenda. They are just telling the public, go on the road, click the picture of the potholes and upload the potholes on the mobile phone and get 500 rupees. Is it some kind of quiz or what? There are more than 1,000 people have lost their life in the potholes accident, and BMC is just acting very insensitive. So instead of wasting so much money on the app, they could have wasted, could have used for the repair of the potholes. Otherwise, this type of things are not of any use.
And I have one doubt, and unfortunately, we don't have anybody from BMC here or the Shiv Sena to tell us what will happen. But I wonder, Saimandar, that if you see BMC's track record, they fix a pothole, it breaks with the next rain. It's still raining in Mumbai, or within the first 2 months, it breaks again. If then I go back again and I spot that pothole, do they pay me twice? I'm just wondering right now, because that's a genuinely civic body's track record.
I think the intention with this app is decent. They want people to report about the potholes, but yeah. I think the execution is very bad. I mean, it reminds me of this game that was 2 years ago. It's called Pokemon Go.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so it reminds me of that game.
Spot the Pikachu.
Yeah, but but it's good, right? The youth will go out of their homes, they'll stop playing PUBG and they'll report potholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
So
I think the intention was good.
But did you get the time to try any of this today? Because this offer is only for 1 week.
Yeah, it just started today. I'll definitely go tomorrow morning and try to search potholes. It won't be that difficult. I know that, just opposite my gate. So,
Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, do you think this is a great idea to get the citizens to spot the pothole and tell the BMC, click a selfie, earn some money if the BMC doesn't do its job?
I think the BMC feels that it's taking too much flack and that everything is very serious, so they want to inject some humor into it. They're making a joke. And they're making a joke of a very serious matter. First and foremost, let me point out, the road should not develop potholes at all. We've forgotten, most Mumbaikars have forgotten, and now the focus is how soon will you repair a pothole. every year, an average of over 30 crore rupees is spent on repairing potholes, and each pothole on an average costs 17,000 rupees to the BMC. 17,000 rupees. Therefore, 500 rupees is nothing. And I often wondered, do they really expect people to go out with tapes and measure the potholes in the middle of a road? Do they realize what kind of serious accidents there can be? It's not enough that people are dying out of potholes. Now they must die by measuring potholes. What absurdity is this? How crazy can they get? Instead of this, if they had said, and if they are sincere about it, let them put each complaint of a pothole that is received on the web immediately, and then show in how much time it got repaired. And if it is not repaired, instead of giving 500 rupees to the citizen, let them penalize the officers responsible by 5,000 rupees. That would be a sensible thing. That would be owning responsibility.
I'm sorry I'm interrupting you,
Primarily,
Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, but I just want to highlight this to our viewers. Not only does the BMC expect us to take out the time, go and click pictures, stand in the middle of traffic, risk our own lives, which we anyways do if you get out on the roads of Mumbai, they also expect us to find out who does the road belong to. Does it come under MCGM or does it come under some other authority? Because obviously BMC is only going to be responsible for fixing the roads that come under them. Potholes should be 3 or more inches deep, at least 1 foot across, on a MCGM controlled road. Now, Clyde, help us out here. You know, are there boards on streets of Mumbai that tell us who's in charge of these roads, or are the citizens supposed to find that out again?
Tanvi, this is an absolute mockery of the woes that people have been going through. I mean, you've seen so many deaths. You've spoken repeatedly on your channel about this whole issue, and now the BMC comes up with this absurd thing. They're spending money on advertising. They're spending money on getting the app together. All these things is only highlighting how they have failed in making sure that they give proper roads to Mumbaikars. Like Shailesh Bhai said, if the roads were made properly in the first place, why would they have to fix a pothole? And you're spending money on potholes. Now you're spending money on, giving people 500 rupees to, I mean, why do the people have to do the jobs that their officers are supposed to do? Why can't their junior officers or officers go out and figure out why the roads have potholes? If they do the work right in the first place, all these things don't come up. It's like a mockery of the people. People are going through trouble. Then now they have to carry a measure tape, people have to carry a measure tape in their pockets and measure the pothole. I mean, I try to say if the pothole is 11.5 inches and 2.5 inches deep, that means it's not a pothole that they can report. A pothole is a pothole that needs to be reported because they cause accidents, they give problem to people. I'm telling you, we've highlighted these issues all throughout. We've been highlighting this. I mean, if this reward system was there a little few months back, we had that Khadde Ka Adda, campaign that we started. We reported hundreds of potholes. I'll tell you one more thing. The PWD Minister, Mr. Chandrakant Dada Patil, had announced that couple of years ago that if you spot a pothole on the highway, I'll give you 1,000 rupees after 15th of December. What happened to that? I don't know how many people collected that money after 15th of December of 2016. So these kind of jokes that they keep playing on people, is not right. At somewhere the people are going to get upset and get onto the streets. I think it's high time the BMC or the PWD, whoever they are responsible for the road. Like you said, we have to figure out what these roads are. They should own up the responsibility, start doing the work that they are supposed to do, and not ask people to go and show them what their work is.
Okay, so, who do we hold accountable, Mr. Vishwas Pathak, at this point of time? Who do we ask these questions? You and your ally are so busy fighting amongst yourself when it comes to government formation. Mr. Shiv Sena won't even talk to us until Uddhav Thackeray has made up his mind what he wants to do. BMC commissioner is out of town. Somebody's obviously come up with this genius idea and with zero accountability.
Yeah, I think, yes, you should have called Shiv Sena spokesperson, because Shiv Sena is ruling this BMC for ages. So this idea, we have got every right to make fun out of that, but I think there is some attempt from the commissioner that erring engineer, whosoever is in default of not laying road properly, should be punished. And there should be awareness among public also, public participation also should be there, so that they can report to them and action can be taken against them. At the same time, this pothole will also be repaired. I think I fully agree with what Mr. Shailesh said, that there has to be a proper road. We should not require any operation and maintenance in first place. So that is being not done for ages. I fully agree. I think spokesperson of Shiv Sena can respond to this question very well.
No, but the spokesperson of Shiv Sena don't want to talk to us on any story or any pothole story. You are their ally, so I have no option but to
Tanvi,
ask
can you give me a
this
minute?
question. But may I just point out, you are saying that it's all okay for us to make fun of it, but there is a real intent. I disagree with you. I believe it's the civic body and the officials and the corporators and the parties running this who are making a joke out of this. I believe that you have reduced this to a joke, that people are dying in this city, Mr. Vishwas Pathak, because of these bad roads. And you want us to go to that pothole that took somebody's life, take a selfie there in weird poses, and I'm going to put up that poster one more time for our viewers to look at, and send it to the BMC, who will geotag it. I mean, amazing technology to be used for this. Now, who's making a mockery out of the citizens' plight, Mr. Pathak?
Therefore, you need to understand the spirit. Spirit is to punish the erring engineers who is not performing his duty. Now, this app can be developed. There can be better ways of projecting it also.
There is no talk of punishing.
In this challenge...
The whole idea is to repair those potholes in 24 hours.
But where is the
And at the
punishment?
same time, there will be punishment mechanism also. So there will be punishment mechanism
It's
also.
not written over there.
No, where have they talked of it?
No,
Nobody's
sir,
talked of
advertise
it.
it.
Okay, Clyde
Can I come
first
in?
and then Mr.
No,
Shailesh
nowhere
Gandhi.
have they talked.
Clyde?
They are talking of an award scheme.
Yes.
Tanvi, two things I'd like to tell you here. Two things. There's a Times of India report where the BMC commissioner, there's a report from the BMC saying that there are only 441 potholes in Mumbai. And in the A ward area, there are only 4 potholes. Now the BMC's headquarters comes under the A ward area. Your reporters went, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you just said that there were 4 potholes right there.
Yeah.
So, this is the kind of reports that they come out with. Secondly, now, if they're saying that they're going to give a reward of 500 rupees, instead of that, why don't they change the ad that every time you spot a pothole, report a pothole measuring them with 1 feet wide by 3 inches deep, we will punish that particular engineer in charge of that road, we'll punish that contractor who laid that road. They should come with an advertise. I'm sure people will prefer that to getting 500 rupees.
No, but where is the point that is being made right now, like Vishwas Pathak is saying, of punishing the engineers? Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, I don't remember, of any previous incident where officials have been held accountable.
There is no mention of punishing anybody, and this is being made up right now. And let me point out, Sri Lanka, a country that's certainly not more developed than India, has lovely roads everywhere, and it is difficult to find a pothole. And I suspect the answer given by BMC will be that the 4 potholes behind BMC are to show people what a pothole is. They must demonstrate to people. They're making a complete joke out of it, Tanvi. And it's sickening to even talk of it. And I come back. Have we heard of how to make good roads? We are not even hearing of that. There's no talk of punishing the guilty people. There is no talk of getting better roads. And we have now progressed to a level where we have an award ceremony for spotting potholes. This is ridiculous and absurd. And I think citizens must point out and say, and even if the road is maintained by PWD, the state government should take responsibility. Here, what in the world are we doing here?
So let me ask this question, Mr. Vishwas Pathak again. Mr. Pathak, what was the intention? I know you said is to fix the potholes. The BMC can't figure out where the potholes are on these roads. And I'm sure the BMC officials themselves travel by these very roads to get to work every day, to get home every day. Or was the intention to actually prove that there are no potholes in the city?
See, fact of the matter is that potholes are there. And it is also fact that engineers are not performing.
Okay.
That the reason, just to have a pressure on these engineers, probably this BMC must have come out with this concept.
Okay.
I think we have to applaud it, appreciate
so
that.
how does the engineer's performance become accountable here?
See, number one, those potholes will have to be repaired by same engineer. Now, he has no other option within 24 hours. That itself will be a big achievement. And I am sure there will be a mechanism, because the commissioner, Mr. Praveen Pardeshi, is a very efficient officer. Whole purpose of coming out with this scheme would be to punish those people so that there will be pressure
so
on
why
them.
didn't Mr. Pardesi, and I'm just thinking about
They've
this
not
right now,
mentioned
Deepak, why Mr. Pardesi could have simply come out, issued an order to his
announced that this
engineers
is for the
that if in
punishment of
your
the engineers.
area the potholes are not fixed in the next
Absolutely,
1 week,
absolutely.
let only forget 24 hours. In your area, if the potholes are not fixed
Yes.
within the next 1 week, for each pothole, I will fine you 500 rupees. Wouldn't that have been better?
Yeah, that would have been better, but he will not do. They are just playing one game with the public, just to do the eyewash, nothing else. There is already one app which is Apla Sarkar, which is owned by Chief Minister, and BMC comes under there only. In that you can put grievance, and when we are putting grievance over there, we are hardly getting reply in 7 to 10 days. And about the BMC roads, the commissioner as well as their officers very well know where are the potholes and which road is under bad condition. So they cannot take action against the contractor as well as their officers. So they are just trying to fool the public by giving 500 rupees, nothing else. And as Vishwas Patel is telling that you should ask to the Shiv Sena. Shiv Sena is the largest party in BMC, and as well as the BMC is supported by BJP. So BJP has got enough seat to counter these things, but BJP is just doing politics over there for the putting the things on Shiv Sena. So don't drag the people into the politics. Instead, you do your work. Because
No,
I have
and I
never seen the
disagree that
BJP.
it's simply the Shiv Sena also, Deepak, because at the end of the day, the BMC commissioner, who's the boss of all of these officials and engineers and everybody who has to do
BMC
their
boss
job,
was
the
the Chief
BMC
Secretary of
commissioner
Maharashtra.
reports
He
to
knows
the chief
everything, ma'am.
minister.
He was the Chief Secretary of Maharashtra. He worked under the Chief Minister of Maharashtra for 4 years. Then he became the BMC Commissioner. He knows all the things very well. When we are mailing all the grievance to the Chief Minister, this was directly going to the Pardesi. So Pardesi is aware of all the condition of the road. Instead of taking any harsh action, he is just trying to fool the public by wasting lot of money on the app. Can I know how much money they have wasted for this app? Instead wasting so much money, they could have worked for the repair. They could have worked to repair the potholes.
Okay, let me ask
So,
Simon this question, because he believes could be a good initiative and could bring about a change. You've heard what a lot of other people are saying. What would your response be to this?
No, I said the intent was nice, but the execution is very bad.
Okay.
They are trying to show this as a trend. They are trying to cater to the youth, but
So you're young. You tell me, does it work for you?
No, it
That
doesn't.
when BMC tells you go click a selfie and geotag this pothole, and be the first one to do that, by the way, because the same pothole can't be claimed by two people. So
Yeah.
it's literally a race. So
Yeah.
if there are more, conscious youngsters in your locality, or even senior citizens who are fighting against this pothole menace, then you are in a race with them.
and I want to know that what if I find a 2-inch deep pothole?
That doesn't make the cut.
Why? Size should not matter.
Right.
Like any pothole is a pothole, and it can be
Tanvi,
as dangerous
can I
as a
suggest an
3-inch
idea?
pothole. And
Yes.
plus, they are trying to say that click a selfie with a pothole.
Yeah.
Then they should also launch another campaign which says that click a selfie with the victims of those potholes.
Yeah. Correct. So Vishwas Pathak, is there a logic behind saying 3 inches deep and not 2?
No, I don't know the logic. Whole thing, again, I'm saying you can make fun out of that, but I think attempt is very good. There is some
Attempt is
pressure
very
to be
bad.
built up on those engineers.
I think attempt is very bad.
At
Instead,
least
you
all
have to
such
talk
big
to the
potholes will
officer.
be rectified
Who's
hopefully
making
within
fun of
24
it?
hours.
You guys are mocking.
Even if 70% of the potholes are repaired within 24 hours, I think it is an achievement.
How can BJP
I
become so
look at
casual
it
about such
positively.
type of things? It's not. What is there to take positively? One app with no punishment to the officers, and you are telling that you should take it positively. And you are telling the public to go to the road and take the selfie and just post it on this app, and you will get 500 rupees if it will
So-
not get repaired in 24 hours.
It just goes on to show, and I'm saying this again, it goes on to show that those who work in the BMC are completely disconnected with what the
Tanvi.
ground reality is. Because if they knew, then they wouldn't be asking the citizens to send them pictures, the citizens to go and hunt for these potholes, which are frankly all over the city. You just have to look around you, which are actually frankly right next to the BMC headquarters.
Tanvi.
And if the civic body can't see those and can't at least get those fixed and can't hold engineers accountable for their own area, Mr. Pathak, then who are we kidding?
Tanvi.
No, again I'm telling you, now they have initiated this process. 8 week, means 1 week this program is going on. Hopefully we'll see that half of the potholes will be repaired, and that itself will be a big achievement. As there is nothing which is happening.
By the way, the visuals on the screens, that's the one I was talking about. That's the
Tanvi,
BMC
Tanvi,
building.
There is no question of defending potholes. Potholes are there.
That's the BMC building,
We need to
and
improve this
that is
system.
the road outside the BMC building. And Mr. Pathak
Tanvi,
expects
I
us
want
to
to add
applaud
one more
the
point over
effort that
here.
is being taken by the BMC. The achievement that it is that the BMC has actually launched
Tanvi,
an
can
All
I
app
I'm trying to say,
where they are saying
don't look
geotag the
everything so
pothole.
negatively.
I think one of the
point over
engineers needs to go and
here. I just
geotag
want
this
to add one
pothole
point.
and this broken road and fix this. Mr.
All I'm-
Pathak, you keep telling us we are making a mockery
all
out
I'm
of
trying
it.
to
I
say,
think this is a joke of the
don't look
citizens
at
of
everything
Mumbai.
negatively. There can be some positivity also.
Yes, they can be. You will end up fixing some potholes which will break again in 5 more days. Where is the accountability? You keep
We
telling
need
us there is
roads which
accountability.
will not
And what's
create
the
You
any
know
kind
what?
of
procedure
Give us
fixing
potholes.
the potholes?
1,500
Can you
rupees.
tell
We'll
me?
start filling up these potholes also. I have 2 experts here who are pothole activists. We'll figure it out. Any which is the potholes don't last. The cleanup and the
Tanvi,
filling
I
of these
just want
roads
to
don't
ask one
last
more
too long.
question to
Tanvi,
Mr.
can I
Let the
come in?
citizens do
Patil.
that
Can you allow
also.
me?
You give us more money, we will start filling these potholes also. Give us our money back. Don't charge us any tax. Just give our money back to us. We will start doing the work because obviously the civic body can't do it. Frankie is on the phone line calling us from Mumbai. Good evening, Frankie. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Tanvi. Thank you. See, I'm Frankie Menezes from Andheri East, a 71-year-old ex-serviceman. See, Tanvi, this BMC is playing the biggest joke of the century on the citizens of this beautiful city. We are dealing, please remember that I have been born and brought up in this beautiful city. We are dealing with the most corrupt civic body on the face of this earth. I have seen it. I live in Andheri. You come here, that BJP Pathak, ask him to come and visit Andheri East and see the number of potholes. Or he's been to say he wants me to go and take photographs everywhere. The Shiv Sena or anyone, they want me to go and take photographs at the age of 71 and point out the potholes after paying all the taxes to my nose. Every year in and year out, we are having this pothole. But why is it happening? We are sending the spacecraft Chandrayaan. We are not able to repair. The BMC is not able to give us good roads. It's only one word: corruption. It is so corrupt. I can tell you one. I can only go a little further and tell you, Tanvi. Earlier, we used to bribe to get our work done in BMC. Now, to step into the BMC office or the headquarters, you have to, to breathe that air, we have to bribe them. It has come to that stage. I've suffered enough in the BMC office in Andheri East. There is no way.
I understand,
this
Mr. Frankie, and and so many citizens, people who are working in our office itself, so many of them have developed problems, health issues because of these potholes and the fact that you have to tackle these potholes. The excuse that's given to us every time is Mumbai gets the kind of rains that you don't see anywhere else. So no matter what we do, this will be the state of roads during and after the monsoons. I don't buy that excuse, and I'm going to go across to Mr. Shailesh Gandhi in just a bit on the quality of roads and the corruption that exists. But before that, I believe we've got one. Ram Kumar is on the phone line from Navi Mumbai. Ram Kumar, good evening. Go ahead, please.
Hi, good evening, Tanvi. Let me put it this way, okay? We voted for a change, okay, as a citizen, right?
Yeah.
And, I voted for the BJP. I voted for the Shiv Sena, right?
Yes.
Now, what basically happens, I'm basically a guy from Bombay who has got settled in Navi Mumbai, right? Now, every time I have to enter Mumbai, okay, I got to pay toll, right? The Washi Bridge is horrible. I showed it to the PWD principal secretary, right? Now, if BMC is basically coming out with this thing of, this 500 rupee, it's a mockery, basically. You can tell Mr. Vishwas Pathak the same thing, right?
Yes.
It is coming out with a mockery. They are mocking at us with 500 rupees. Can you tell me that, who is responsible for the Washi Bridge? Or who is responsible
MSRDC.
for any of the bridges? Because it comes under MSRDC.
Yes.
It does not come under BMC.
Yes.
So I am basically paying taxes
Yes.
for everything.
Correct.
As a citizen, I'm paying taxes
But
for everything.
you know, we've been constantly, Ramkumar, been highlighting the number of unsafe bridges in this city. Last year, we had a couple of bad tragedies that took place and lives were lost, there were injuries. Since then, there is a list of these bridges which are unsafe, structurally unsafe, to the point, and I again and again remind our viewers about it because this goes on to show the apathy of our authorities, to the point that during the Ganesh festival, our civic body issued a circular. And they said that a large group of people shouldn't be on these bridges because these bridges are unsafe and you should definitely not be dancing on these bridges. Large group of people were not allowed to dance on these bridges because the BMC said the bridge might just fall. Mr. Shailesh Gandhi, is that what we are supposed to live with? We pay our taxes for these kind of circulars on trees saying this tree is unsafe, please don't walk under this tree, it might fall on you, don't dance on this bridge because the bridge might collapse. And now they're telling us, okay, we'll give you 500 rupees if in 24 hours we can't fix your pothole.
Basically, they should start and understand why do they have bad roads and why do potholes develop. Apart from that, I think whoever becomes the new chief minister, that seems to be in doubt, we should get a commitment from him.
Yes.
That in case potholes develop, they will fill them up at the same rate at which they can cut trees. I think that's a fair demand to make. They've developed a world record in cutting trees. They should match that in filling potholes also. But really speaking, this is becoming a joke. And I think we should insist that the road should be good and details of every road and everything should be on the website. Transparency is the best bet for citizens.
You know, I just want to highlight also to our viewers that recently BMC's own vigilance department did a check and they found out that the 90% of the roads that had been repaired didn't even last the stipulated 3 years of time and were broken again. So the proof of negligence, the proof of corruption exists. The civic body knows about it. What is being done about it? Mr. Vishwas Pathak, what Shailesh Gandhi said right now, whoever is the next chief minister, BJP is very confident it's Devendra Fadnavis. Please tell us, how will you fix the problem of potholes?
Basically, we are mixing up too many issues. Now you are talking about trees also, you are talking about bridges also. About bridges, I want to tell you, see, one bridge we are reconstructing here near Parel. Look at the cascading effect of the traffic. Can we take all the bridges together for repairing? So there are limitations of strength of the bridge. If some advisor is going that, don't overload that bridge, and that kind of precaution is to be taken.
So why didn't we do it for 5 years?
What is there to criticize?
So what were we doing for the last 5 years?
See, one by one bridges are being constructed. With one bridge,
we constructed, we repaired, we fixed one bridge. Therefore, that also you called in the army.
See, if look at, so what is the problem in that? If army is doing
so what is the government doing? If the citizens are hunting for potholes and army is making your bridges, what is the government doing?
What government is doing, I'll tell you. This state government under the leadership of Devendra Fadnavis, we are creating metro, good infrastructure, monorail, trans harbour, international airport. All these things are required. Can't you see that? You always look at only negative points. You are making fun out of everything. That's not the thing. You are responsible channel.
Nobody is looking after
2-3 guys, same guys you bring on your channel, discuss same thing. Criticize government, that's not right.
Come on, you cannot blame the channel.
I don't understand. Are you saying that we are
I am saying just for the sake, don't criticize.
Who just get together for the sake and criticize people? Are you saying that the people who are calling on my office right now on those phone lines, Mr. Vishwas Pathak, are all sitting here and complaining for no reason? Are these people lying? Are these people not genuine citizens? You just heard 2 callers. You heard 2 callers. Can I patch you 50 more phone calls? I will patch 50 more phone calls right now, Mr. Vishwas Pathak. You may think we are making fun of it. I believe it is you and your ally Shiv Sena who have reduced this to a joke. Simandar is sitting right next to you. Do you think it's his job to sit and criticize the government?
To do something, you are criticizing. That is what I am trying to tell you. I'm not defending potholes.
You are trying to tell us that all we sit here and do is criticize the government. Let me
Yes,
please
blindly,
remind you
blindly,
and your party
blindly. You
who
should
have
look at the
wasted
positive
last
things also.
8 days in simply
You should
playing
look at
political
certain
games
positive
with
things
your
also.
own ally. You are telling us to think positively. Citizens are dying in this city. Because bridges are
I am not
collapsing,
denying
roads
that.
are broken, trees
I am
are
not
falling on
denying.
them,
We
people are
require
falling in
development,
open
we require
drains, and
upgradation.
you are telling
I
us
am
that
not
we have
defending
nothing
potholes.
else to do
I am not
rather
defending
than sit
potholes.
here and complain.
But the way you create your debate, the way you project it as if nothing is happening in this government, then why are people are giving again and again votes to us?
Nothing.
You have to think on those lines also.
All right, let me, for your happiness, Mr. Vishwas Pathak,
It's
I'm
not
going to
touch on my
do this
happiness.
one more time. You want constructive
Tanvi, can
support
you
here
allow me
from the
to-
media? Is that what you expect all this time? So let me give
they
this to
want
you.
go the
Here
media
is
in
here
their
is an
favor.
announcement being made in the interest of public awareness. Your civic body in the city of
They
Mumbai
want all the media in their own favor. They
that
don't want
sees
media to speak
regular
against them.
deaths due to potholes has launched a challenge, viewers. The challenge is called the BMC Pothole Challenge 2019. I'm assuming this is edition 1. They will probably come out with it on an annual basis. The challenge says potholes have to be reported only via the Fix-It app. Step number 2, potholes should be 3 or more inches
this
deep
scheme
and
can
at
be
least 1
modified.
foot
You can give some
across
suggestions.
on a MCGM controlled road.
I
Please
agree.
download the app, find out the road where you spot the pothole, go looking for potholes, spot the pothole, then find out who is in charge of that road. Then you go there and award for a particular pothole will be given to the person who reports it first. Figure out on the app if somebody has already spotted that pothole or you're the first person to find it, click a selfie with it and upload it on the app. By the way, it's a very, very modern app. Potholes will be geotagged with the Fix-It app and cannot be repeatedly reported. If Simon there has found one, I can't go and claim money over there for that. 1 minute, please. Now, you've said what you wanted to, Mr. Vishwas Pathak. Let me finish. Maximum award is 5 rupees per pothole. 2 potholes can be reported per person. That means if the BMC doesn't fix the pothole in 24 hours, you can at least earn 1,000 rupees because the BMC didn't do its job. This challenge is from 1st to 7th November only. Weekends coming up. Let's bring about the change. If the civic body won't do its job on a regular basis and is mired with corruption and negligence and wants us to do it, let us do it. Let's all get together and use this weekend to click as many selfies as we can with these potholes and send it to the civic body. From South Bombay right up to the end on the north side, east and west citizens. Let's show the civic body how many broken roads and potholes exist, and then let's see how many of them are fixed in 24 hours. If indeed we are ridden of these potholes, then like Mr. Vishwas Pathak says, we will sit here and clap and appreciate the authorities' work. Thank you so much for joining us on this debate. The 4,000 crore PMC Bank scam seemed to have claimed another life. 64-year-old Deepak Singh died from a heart attack on Wednesday night. Kaur had complained of illness, following which she was rushed to the hospital. The family alleges that she, like many other victims, was extremely tense because of the fact that their money was stuck in a bank that they couldn't access. Santya Gora joins us with more details. Santya, what do we know about this family right now?
Tanvi, the unfortunate incident took place on Wednesday night, and the deceased, Deepak Kaur, was actually having dinner with her husband at that time, and they were watching the news, and PMC-related stories were being aired at that time. So according to her husband, she spoke to her husband and she said, what do you think, that will we get our money back or not? So of course he tried to assure her that yes, when others will, we will also get our money back. As far as then, of course, she went to bed after dinner, but then she complained of illness, and then she was taken to the hospital, but unfortunately she succumbed to her heart attack. Now, as far as the family is concerned, Tanvi, she was a senior citizen, husband was a senior citizen, and the son was living with the parents, and all three of them, the son, the deceased herself, and the husband, all three of them had all their savings in PMC Bank. The family lives on a house on rent. 20,000 is the rent of that house. The son has to pay school fees of his children. So all these expenses were taken care by the savings of the senior citizen couple and whatever the son used to earn. But unfortunately, all that money got stuck.
Yes, and obviously, you know, the stress and the pressure and the anxiety for each and every family member of those families who've put their money in PMC Bank is just rising by the day. You've seen the visuals of all of them coming out and protesting, sometimes outside RBI, sometimes outside CM's office or his residence. They're still waiting for some kind of action from the authorities. Thanks, Antya, for joining us. The lovers' tiff between Shiv Sena and the BJP has taken an ugly turn. And the way it's going, it seems they might be on a verge of a breakup unless something significant is done from either side. It's been 8 days since the Maharashtra mandate was delivered, but alliance partners Sena and BJP are yet to form the government. Today, Shiv Sena senior leader Sanjay Raut accused the BJP of backstabbing them as far as the alliance talks are concerned. You know, Shiv Sena has been demanding that the 50-50 formula between them and the BJP be applied all across the board, right from the ministerial post to the chief minister's post, which they believe should also be a rotational post. BJP, of course, has remained silent about their next move, but have made it very, very clear that only Devendra Fadnavis will be the next chief minister. Now, adding a twist, adding some more tadka to this entire drama that's happening is the NCP. That came out to say today that if Sena and BJP are not ready to form the government and they don't have the majority, then they can definitely try to do so. Let me remind you, NCP has 54 seats. Could be a crucial factor in this entire battle and theatre that's playing out. Let me also remind you, while we look at this political drama play out, crucial issues are waiting to be addressed. And it's extremely essential to point out, we just gave you the story of PMC Bank. Those depositors need relief. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis had promised them relief after the elections. There has to be some amount of flood relief that has to take place. People may not be living in flooded homes anymore, but their homes have to be rebuilt, roads have to be fixed. Bad roads, we just spoke about it. Farm crisis. Drought in many areas. In other areas, unseasonal rains have damaged the crops. That has to be addressed immediately. And then, of course, there is a longer-term problem of industrial crisis and the jobs crisis. All of this needs to be addressed, but is right now hanging in a limbo because we don't know when the government will be formed. Mandar Fanse, senior news editor, joins us right now. Mandar, what's the inside khabar? When will there be a government in Maharashtra?
Actually, this is a big question today in Maharashtra. Everybody is asking, no doubt about that. It's a big question today, $1 million question in a way in Maharashtra, especially if the ball is in court of BJP right now, because obviously the BJP is the single largest party, and it all depends on what BJP does in another 1 or 2 days time, because the time is running very fast. And at the same time, Shiv Sena and NCP, in a way, they have started orchestrating in a coordinated way. You remember, immediately after getting all the MLAs together, elected MLAs together, NCP has gone and met the governor of Maharashtra, and similarly, Shiv Sena has also gone with their demands to help farmers across on the west coast and in Marathwada to the governor. So obviously this is the situation right now. Every other big political parties like NCP and Shiv Sena, they are showing at least that they mean business, and they mean really very serious about the issues of the people. But come to the reality of the number game, there are various possibilities which are emerging right now, since various combinations are also being discussed. Of course, the first possibility is between BJP and Shiv Sena. That's a complete clear possibility, where 105 BJP and Shiv Sena 56 alone, they can form the government with a sure halfway mark of 145 majority. So the total seats would go to 161. That is a comfortable margin. That is a comfortable scenario for both the poll alliance partners, but that is unfortunately is not happening now, and Shiv Sena is really in a angry mode. Apart from that, the scenario 2 is also very important, which is being considered possibly if at all BJP is not able to form the stable government, because remember, the first chance would possibly get to BJP only, since they are the single largest party. But of course, the scenario 2 emerges if BJP fails or doesn't go, if Shiv Sena is not coming along with them, then the scenario will be Shiv Sena and the NCP. And the scenario 3 is, of course, NCP joining hands with BJP. Again, that particular possibility is already ruled out by NCP chief Sharad Pawar, because he says that the mandate is such that the mandate has gone to Shiv Sena and BJP alliance, and he is happily ready to sit as a very formidable kind of an opposition party. So this is the scenario 3, and we can move to the next scenario as well.
All right, Mandat. Thanks so much for putting that really in perspective. That's the numbers game, but more than the numbers, what is also interesting is the kind of conversations that Shiv Sena and BJP may be having. At the end of the day, it all comes down to who will be Maharashtra's next chief minister, and will BJP really share it with anyone. Vishwas Pathak of the BJP continues to stay with me. Clyde Fraster also of the NCP still with me, and Girish Kuber, senior journalist, joins us this evening. Mr. Pathak, how many more days? We gave a mandate, we've cast our vote, we want our government now.
See, probably in next 2-3 days time, there will be a government of this Mahayuti, that is Shiv Sena, BJP and other allied partners. There is no other way out. Like in 2014 or 2019, whether it was a pre-poll alignment or post-poll alignment, it is the mandate of public who has asked us to form a government jointly, and therefore there cannot be any other alternative in place.
No, but what are you going to give to the Shiv Sena? Because they insist that they want to share the CM's post.
See, they have got every right to demand what they want, but on the basis of realistic approach, they would also agree. We would also try to honor their all demands, and there will be a government of our coalition partner with Shiv Sena, and it will happen in next 2-3 days time.
Clyde, I want to also understand from NCP where they stand on it. You've repeatedly told us that you're not going to form an alliance or form the government, that you're going to sit in the opposition. But then we had Mr. Nawab Malik today, who said that while BJP and Sena have been given the mandate and should prove their majority, if they fail, we will definitely stake claim. We will attempt to form the government. With whom will you form the government, BJP or the Shiv Sena?
No, I'll tell you exactly, what Mr. Malik has been saying. See, the fact of the matter is, Mr. Sharad Pawar, who's our president, has categorically said that the mandate of the people for us is to sit in the opposition, and we will be there. We'll sit there and play a good role of the opposition. Now, what Mr. Nawab Malik was trying to tell you is that one of the leaders of the BJP sort of gave a soft threat, saying that if nothing comes to place, there will be precedence rule in the state. Now, when that comes, we don't want that to happen. We don't want the people of Maharashtra to suffer, because they gave a mandate to the BJP and Shiv Sena, and their duty is to form the government. If a situation like that arises, we'll try and work out ways to make sure that the people get a stable government. So we've not, hinted at going with anybody. The point here is we want to think for the betterment of the people of Maharashtra, and that's what we've been trying to tell you.
No, but the fact of the matter is, everybody's telling us they want to do things which are for the betterment of the people of Maharashtra, Girish Kuber, but the people of Maharashtra don't have a government. We don't know what's happening with PMC crisis. We don't know what's happening with flood relief, drought. We don't know what's happening with the jobs crisis. We don't know, when all of this will be addressed. And political theatre continues in a scenario where you knew these two are together. They're allies. They fought the election together. They have the majority, and still we have no government.
Actually, my suggestion to these political parties will be to hurry up, because otherwise it's showing how governments have become completely irrelevant. People don't need government. Nothing is happening without government. They are managing their show. This is lighter side apart. But my feeling is that, my information is that this is just a kind of a arm twisting or trying to extract it's pound of flesh from the BJP. But nothing is going to happen. In 3-4 days, BJP Sena will come together. They will have a common cause, like to save the Hindutva, and how Hindutva is our kind of a common thread between two of us, and to save the nation from corrupt and immoral parties. We will be joining hands. So this is just a drama, nothing else. This is a kind of a show of strength. Who is blinking first game, and my information, my sources tell me it is not going to happen till 7th, because 7th is the day they have to nominate the new assembly. They have to create the new assembly. The moment it comes into the picture, because as of now it's nothing is going to happen, because earlier assembly is very much in force. So on 8th onwards they have to constitute a new assembly. Governor's notification will be issued. Things will start moving. I'm sure next week around this time we will discuss the new cabinet, which must have been already formed by then.
What really always disappoints me and infuriates me is the way this is treated and how brazen our politics has become today, Girish Kuber. Clyde, I'll just come to you. That it's given for that now we're going to do these negotiations. Ye post le lo, wo wala post le lo. This post is more plum. You know, this is a more beneficial, more powerful seat. It's literally become this Game of Thrones where governance takes a back seat and politicians have no qualms in accepting that it's only about power and money.
That's exactly. This is something people have to learn about our political system. No party is different. Whichever party may be claiming that we are party with a different, but there is hardly any difference between any of the political parties. They are interested in their own goals, their own missions and their own portfolios. Nothing is about people and the larger interest of the society. So unfortunately, this has become tradition in Maharashtra. In 2004, same thing happened. 2009, there was a pre-poll alliance, there was a pre-poll, pre-election government like what we had now with the Sena BJP. Same thing happened. 2014, they fought separately. Something around 3 weeks of time was wasted. And then Shiv Sena came on board and it joined the BJP. So there is nothing new. This has been the pattern in Maharashtra. So this is what people have to learn about their own political parties, and we shouldn't be having any kind of an affection for any political parties, because all are one and the same.
And who knows it better than the NCP, Clyde? You know, you have been in governments with various political parties, you know, wherever it made sense, just so that you are in power.
No, we've not been with various political parties. 15 years that we were, you know, governing in Maharashtra, we were with the Congress, and that's how it was. Now, I just want to tell you one thing, you know, there's no point now working on all these combinations and permutations, because if you jog back your memory a little, you know, just before the elections, the Shiv Sena kept saying 50-50 seat sharing. If you don't get this, we will do this, we will do that. And they brought up all the issues that the opposition was talking about. And then they had some kind of understanding and they fought the elections together. They're doing the same thing now. You know, there's some sort of a script that they've already had. Like Mr. Kuber said, this is drama being played out, and you know, it's just that BJP is trying to, you know, behave as they are the ones, you know, who are getting the raw end of the stick. But I think both of them in this together. And like on the top of this debate started when you know, Mr. Pathak said that, you know, a government will be formed by this Mahayuti. I think we should stop wasting our time discussing this. They'll end up forming the government. It's just that they're trying to. It's how we call in Hindi, the Noora Kushti is still on here.
Correct. I think you know it and I know it, and almost anybody who tracks politics closely in Maharashtra knows at the end of the day, it's simply political posturing. It's simply a, you know, an arm twisting method to get the most out of your other partner. But BJP and Shiv Sena will come back one more time and fight and continue to bicker on crucial issues, because that's essentially what their politics has now become. But the mandate has been given, and one can only hope that we have a government soon in Maharashtra. I'm going to thank all of our panelists for joining us on this special conversation. Let's move on.